Good morning, YouTube. It is September the 24th. Wolf Pilot checking in. Fox 69. Sport rocking my Hangar Rats shirt this morning because I am definitely ratting in the hangar all day long to get 44 Tango back together and airworthy again. Got lots of stuff to do today. I just want to get right down to it. We got all the holes drilled here in the brow for the switches. So my goal is to get some of the sunshades out of the way here. My goal is to get all the switches installed and all that wiring done. Get the Avionics bus reinstalled and those breakers populated. I know Steve wants to do some major insulation in here, so that'll facilitate that. I need to add another ground wire to our ground bus, which see if I can get underneath here. It's on this support pillar. It's installed. I think it's a Blue Ocean or Blue something or other from a marine store, but this is the support here for the left side yoke, and that's where the bus bar is. I mounted it. The thing with the two big bolts right here is your shunt, your current shunt for the ammeter. Tell what type of current draw we got going on. And let's see. Might also do some work. This is the rheostat for the instrument lights. I brought some new wiring. The yellow wire running through the dash is going to be the standard color for instrument lights, backlighting and whatnot. Anyhow, that's kind of what we got going on this morning. Probably not going to set up a camera to videotape me just cutting wires and mounting switches and stuff. That probably would be pretty freaking boring. So anyway, there we go. Also, as usual, down here at the hangar is Rudder Wolf, who's just going to be chilling out with Master and being glad to get out of the house and maybe sniff some rabbits and maybe meet a coyote or two out here. So, let's get to work.
Many hours later.
All right, it is lunchtime here on Saturday, and I've just been plodding away with this thing, and we did have a visitor named Barry who came out in his 172 to get some help with some Avionics AV-30s, airplanes and coffee. Anyway, I've made really good progress. Let's see, battery up, Master is on, placarded, Avionics, wired, got him stubbed out down here for the Avionics bus. Nav lights are set up. Dedicated switch for the tail beacon. Strobe lights set up. Taxi landing lights. That switch is wired. First click is taxi. Second is landings. Kind of starting off in low beam, then going to high beam essentially. Still got courtesy. I'm gonna do courtesy lamps. That's going to be, the courtesy lamps are these guys here under the wings. It's really handy to have. Actually, we're going to try and upgrade these things to where they're a supplemental landing light if they're bright enough. With LEDs these days, that's a definitive possibility. So looking at that, right now the landing lights, or I'm sorry, the courtesy lights are controlled by this switch here on the upper console, but the wiring up here is really busy, and I'd like to kind of thin that down a little bit. And Steve wants to take the switch for pitot heat and basically move him up here as well. So everything's up on the brow. You can see it. It's not down here next to the, it gets busy with the primer and the mixture and all this stuff. So we'll just take this out, put a plug in there, and I'll just have to extend the line from the pitot circuit breaker up to here. I'm pretty sure the pitot heat wire should be long enough to make it, instead of over here, go up and over the top of the brow and land. That should be fine. I moved the engine management stuff over here. Now there's no engine management stuff mounted right now, but that's the the JPI-400, I think the EGT, CHT monitor, and the fuel flow monitor are both on the master bus now. Let's see, all the new AV stuff, all these new Avionics, the AV-30s, the 275 are all going to be going on Avionics bus. Let's see here. Yeah, I think that should do that. I do need to run another dedicated ground wire from the. We got the ground bus bar right up here, and I'm going to run a wire over, because right now there's one wire, it's just grounded underneath the screw of that duplex, or that little black box right here. I can do better than that. It needs a redundant extra ground, so I'll run one over here and probably tap a hole in this piece of structural aluminum, and it'd be the secondary ground wire, some big heavy 14 gauge or something like that. Man, I have literally 2 circuit breaker holes left over on the master bus. Avionics bus is going to be kind of busy. I think I've got everything where it needs to be. So it's time to go get lunch.
Many minutes later.
Okay, folks, let's do a quick wrap up on, it's quitting time, 5 o'clock. I'm hot. Poor Rudder, he's just exhausted. It's hot down here. Let's see, what have we got done? All the upper brow done. If you'll notice, the headliner's kind of hanging down here a little bit. See if I can't pivot around and get a shot. There's our cabin speaker. Around here a little bit. So up here, you'll notice, oh look, Mom, there's daylight, because there used to be a feed through there for an HF antenna. Well, that's going away, and that's where the Garmin GPS antenna is going to go. Still got lots of random wires hanging here. I've pulled out a lot of wiring, a lot of stuff that was kind of not really installed with best practices, so we'll get all that cleaned up. I think by and large I got maybe one more circuit breaker to build. I got to do the entire Avionics bus and get the breakers in there, get them staged for everything. So when I start installing the wiring harness, it's just crimp terminals on and land them. I did get my extra backup ground wire run, and this ground wire, let me see if I can get a shot of that. Goes over here. He is a 16 gauge. For extra grounding in case the primary ground disappears, and I'll probably upgrade the primary ground too, because I don't think that sucker, well, it's probably 20 if anything. I would love to go a few more notches on that. Let's see, turn coordinator is going to have his own circuit breaker. According to the book, stall horn cannot be on a circuit breaker. So this is a automatically resetting circuit breaker. The book says you can't have the stall horn on something that a pilot can disable, i.e. by pulling the breaker out. Whatever. Okay. Work around that. I guess tomorrow, show back up here. I gotta drop the center console. I'm probably gonna run a wire up to that because I've got let's see, I brought over over here. I will be installing for my YouTubing pleasure. Where the heck did it go? Oh, so that's really bright. These are buck converters. Oh, it's a step down converter. This one's 15 watts. Little doodads. They give you 12 volts in, and you got a pigtail here, and this one ends in USB-C. It'll power a GoPro. I think I'm going to hang a GoPro. Maybe eventually a DJI Osmo. Several guys. Hi, Ron Parr and Carl Hancock. I know you guys have switched to DJIs, and I think I'm going to buy one and try it out before I do anything further with GoPros, because Not a huge fan of GoPros. They have a lot of negatives. Anyway, let's just go ahead and close this out. Folks, it's been a busy day, got a lot done. Rudder was awesome, mostly, till the point he had a guy visiting and he decided that he was going to bum rush the propeller of the airplane while the guy started it up. That almost ended in Greek tragedy. But he stopped and backed off, thank Almighty God. Anyway, that's all I've got for today. Maybe I'll splice in some Sunday stuff as well. We'll see how that goes. Talk to you soon. Well, good morning, YouTube. Wolf Pilot checking in. Back here at the hangar, it's Sunday, and got a handful of things. I'm just going to start attacking different things. I got a circuit breaker over here I still need to land. I've got wiring. I got to get the instrumentation bus wiring figured out. I think the big thing today is going to be to use my fish poles and fish a wire from here down to here, because this light, this old strobe and incandescent lamp need to be replaced, and Wayland power supplies and all this happy slappy trash. It's got to go. So we got to make it happen some way. Anyhow, I guess I'm gonna crank up some music and kind of get down to it. Steve got this other side mostly figured out. He's already got a pull string down here to pull some of this heavier, thicker wire. I believe that is 18 gauge from here down there, and this will be for strobes, because we're gonna have a separate switch for strobes and a second switch for nav lights, or a separate switch. Let's do it.